then haul ass through that corner, lose the tail end, lose your rear tire, and fucking low side. Now your bike's totaled. You're hurt. You broke your leg. All right, motherfuckers. Listen up. I almost hit a fucking deer this morning again. 'Cause I hit a deer last year. I was coming through a patch of fog. If you're familiar with fog, sometimes you'll just have like these little, like, or not even little, it's like a dense wisp floating in the middle of the fucking road. And I couldn't see through it because my light was reflecting off of it. On the other side was a herd, very small little family of doe. The bucks are starting to grow their antlers. Saw a couple young ones today. So there was 4 or 5 doe crossing the road. 2 of them passed right in front of me. Like I was about 4.5, 5 feet away from one of them. Its ass was like right here, and then 2 more were coming this way, the younger ones, the smaller ones. And so basically it was like this. You had 1, 2, me, 3, 4. Now it's very good practice. I'm gonna give a little this is gonna be more how-to stuff, all right? Because it just started raining here in Northern Oregon, and we had about I don't know, 1/10 of an inch this morning, and so it's coming down. The roads are slick. Okay, my rear brakes don't have ABS, my front do. But I slam on my brakes. I always have, especially when it's raining or especially when it's dark, because for some reason, no matter where you're at, sometimes people lose their fucking mind when it starts to rain. So if you're gonna ride in the rain, be fucking mindful, okay? Be mindful, be fucking cutesy and demure, all right? So I always have my finger or fingers, depending on how I'm feeling, on the front brake, and my foot's always prepped for that rear brake. Always prepped. So as I notice them, I slam my brakes on. Now, my rear locked. Now what happens when your rear locks? You lose traction, okay? The front is slowing down, but the back, it didn't get the message yet, right? Or it has the message, but it's ignoring it. You'll start to fishtail. It's very important not to freak out. Let off on that rear brake and reapply slowly, right? Now I say slowly, this is happening split seconds, okay? This is happening all really, really fast. I hope that dog is gonna be okay. Now I say slowly because this stuff happens like that, okay? But just slow is smooth, smooth is fast, okay? And I was able to slow down enough to not hit the front 2, and I got lucky enough to thread the needle between the front 2 and the back 2. Okay, what else do you need to know when it starts to rain? Now listen, this is very fucking important. Do you see the color difference between this and this? Do you see the difference? So right here, when it's rain, especially the first couple rains of the year, do not ever ride in the fucking middle when it's wet, ever. Why? Where is the engine located? Where is the oil pan located? Where is the transmission located? In the center of the car, right in the fucking middle. Car, truck, bike even. Right here, over the summer, has become so full of oil that that's partly why it's discolored. The other part is because trucks, cars, whatever, are driving this path and compacting this asphalt. So when it's wet, now if you see in a puddle that's got oil in it, the oil is slick and it floats on the top. Now what happens when it rains is that water permeates through this asphalt and it pushes up the oil, right? It displaces that oil. The oil comes up. Now all of a sudden it's on the surface. So always ride on the first couple of rains of the season, if not every fucking time it's raining or the roads are wet, ride in the tire ruts, right? Ride on this side or that side, not the fucking middle. Okay, what else do we need to know? We are not MotoGP, we're not World Sport Superbikes or whatever, WSBK. We are, even though you might have rain tires or all-season tires. I have the City Grip 2, I think. They're pretty good with displacing water, but they're not MotoGP rain tires. They're not wets, right? I'm sorry if I'm yelling. They're not wets. They're not going to displace a liter of water a second like those bikes will. So you are not going to be driving around these corners or riding around these corners dragging knee. Okay, I would say the first several rains of the season, if you're going around a corner that you normally hit at 45, drop that shit down to 30, son. Go through that bitch slow. Okay? The cars behind you, fuck them. Ignore them. They could be riding your ass and honking. Fucking ignore those motherfuckers. Ignore them. Because it's a lot better, in my opinion, to go around a corner slowly and carefully and cutesy and thoughtful and make it to work or make it to the gym, make it to the store, whatever your destination is. It's better to do that than haul ass through that corner, lose the tail end, lose your rear tire and fucking low side. Now your bike's totaled, you're hurt, you broke your leg. The American healthcare system's fucked up, so now you got to pay $1.5 billion bill and your bike's totaled. You know what I mean? So take that shit slow. On the subject of going slow, when you're going around a corner, don't throttle the fuck out of it. It's okay to throttle out, but don't fucking break your wrist throttling out of a fucking corner when it's wet. Okay? Slowly roll on and apply the throttle, because if you lose traction in that rear tire even for a fucking second, you can low side. I'm not gonna say you're going to, because you can sometimes save it, but it's better not to risk it, especially as a new rider. There's no biscuit, so don't risk it, alright? So slow roll on that throttle on the way out of your corner. Don't not throttle, because you need to throttle, and actually throttle does provide grip to an extent. On a hot road with sticky ass fucking tires, you're straight, you're good to go. On a cold road, on a cold day with wet tires, wet road, they're not sticky, don't fucking risk it. Okay, last thing. Metal. Oop. Metal on the road. So whether that is a sewer manhole cover, any sort of manhole cover, it could be a cattle crossing, if you know what cattle crossings are. If you have a cattle crossing, if they're doing construction on the road or on the infrastructure and there's a metal plate over the road, any of those, do not slow down on them, do not accelerate on them, none of that. Go nice and slow, maintaining RPM, maintain the same throttle position. If for extra measure, shift up to bring your torque down, just in case you accidentally blip it, there's not extra torque and your rear tire fucking loses traction and spins. So if you're going over a fucking manhole cover, metal plate for construction, any sort of metal on the ground. Be hyper vigilant, hyper aware, hyper cutesy and thoughtful and demure about it, and go over slow as fuck. Okay? Please. And my last little thing, I know it looks lame. It's probably lame. I don't give a fuck. I don't know if you can see. Get yourself one of these kinds of jackets. Remember what I said earlier. When it starts to rain, especially on the West Coast. California, I'm looking at you, fucking idiot. People lose their fucking minds when it starts to rain. People lose their shit. Here in Oregon, it rains all the fucking time. And when it starts to rain, people lose their fucking minds. It's so dumb. If you're riding in the rain on the highway, be so fucking careful. Wear a high-vis jacket, a reflective vest, something. They make those reflective backpacks now, reflective chest rig, something. So that way, because people will have their low beams on or their fog lights on or something, it'll reflect the light from the headlights, making you extra high-vis. They'll hopefully see you. We've all driven down the road when it's raining and the tires are spinning and they're putting up all that fucking mist in the air, right? It's hard to see, especially if you have a black bike or a gray bike or a gray, whatever, some sort of new, like, blandish type of fucking color bike. You're invisible, bro. So, high vis, swap out your tinted visor. I'm going to do that today. Swap your tinted visor out for clear. Again, looks lame, I know. And look, you don't have to do what I'm saying. You don't have to do what I say. I'm not your fucking dad. I'm not your fucking mom. I'm not your boss. I'm just fucking the Angry Tango over here sharing some tips, okay? But hey, listen, I love you. Be safe. I'll catch you in the next video.